G'day guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Tim, and on today's episode we're taking a look at Ethereum and we're comparing the 2018 peak and cycle to the 2021 peak and cycle, and we're going to see whether 2018 can tell us anything about what may happen in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to use it as a bit of a roadmap, and we're going to see how long it took until we ended up bottoming out and then bouncing out of that those depths. And what percentage that was, and how close we are in comparison this year. All right, so let's get stuck into it. So first things first, if you look at the cost figure here, we peaked in 2018 at $1,450. And in 2021, we actually peaked at $4,400, which is about 3 times as much. But I've got them side by side so we can compare them in relative terms. And the colors on the screen are actually Fibonacci charts, and you don't need to know what all the numbers mean and that sort of thing. We're going to keep this really simple. Just focus on the colors, and that way we can compare where we were in 2018 and where we are now, like for like, okay? So this middle point here is about the 50% level. So we're about 50% from the top. So anyway, let's have a look. So now the first thing that strikes me is the blow-off top. Because how many people have said this time around, where was the blow-off top with Bitcoin? And well, it wasn't in Bitcoin, but the blow-off top was with the altcoins and Ethereum. And if anything, I'd say 2021's blow-off top had more blow-offness about it than 2018. So it's actually remarkable how similar both these cycles are. Like if you look down here, for instance, you can see about this point, we're in this sort of kind of bluey green section, and we kind of went sideways a little bit, slowly creeping up. And then we did the same thing in 2021. And then we had 2 weeks, 2 big, massive weeks to give us our blow-off top. Then we had 2 massive weeks to give us our blow-off top. You could probably argue we had a 3rd week in 2021. And then, I mean, look at this. Look at this drop. It went right down here into this blue section, okay? And last time it went up and down a couple of times. We did actually wicked into the blue section as well. And then we go back up again and spend some time up here in the green. Look at 2021. We wicked down here, we go up here, we spent some time in the green, and then we worked our way down, okay? Until we eventually bottomed right here towards the bottom of the blue section. And in terms of a price at that time, you can see the price went down to about $360 or so. So down from $1,450 to $360. So that's quite a big drop. And in percentage terms, price range, I'll give you that rough price drop. Somewhere around, 74, about 74% that drop was. Okay. Now let's have a look at 2021. So is this the bottom? It could be, but as a roadmap, there could be further to fall. Now, right now, we are about 56% below from memory. So price range. Actually, we're about 60%. We're at 60% when we wick down, and yeah, now we're about 57%. So if we were to go to 74, it brings us down to this region somewhere. So towards the bottom of the blue section. Now, these charts might not be perfectly lined up here. So this gives us a ballpark area of where we may go if we follow what happened in 2018. And so far, we've been following it almost identically. So I think there's a very, very high probability that this time won't be different. Now, in terms of how long did it take us to get to this point? Well, let's do that right now. So date range, right from the peak to that point down there, was about 84 days. And if we do the same thing over here, let's have a look. Date range from the peak, 84 days. Now, this is a weekly chart, so we could be a week off or so. But that brings us to, the start of August, which is about 2 weeks away. So you could imagine if we are here now, in 2 weeks' time, you can imagine a red candle and another red candle. It is quite possible that we get down here. Especially then, look, we had red, 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 red. We had 4 reds in a row. We've had 3 reds, but this current red at the moment, and we're only halfway through the week, if that. So we'll have to see what happens here. But even if we have a green candle, we might have another couple of reds. So we could be a couple of weeks away if we do follow the same pattern that we followed in 2018. So that's a brief look at Ethereum. Now I'll quickly just show you the altcoins in general. And you can see this is 2018 again, and you can see what we did then. We actually did drop down about 73 or 77% right to the bottom of the blue section once again. And now if we do that again in 2021 with the total altcoins, we'll be in that around that same 75%, 77% range. Now, take a look at this. So what I've got on the screen here, this website here, coincodex.com, it's a really, really handy site. I'm only showing the top 50 coins by market cap, and I've ordered them by the change from their all-time highs. So you can see here, Bitcoin Cash out of the top 50 has dropped the furthest. Okay, and it's actually dropped 90%. And just look at these numbers here. Okay, these are the top 50 coins. You got Theta, you've got Polkadot, you've got XRPs up here as well. Some really good projects. You've got a lot of rubbish as well. Not mentioning any names, but you've got some really good projects. VET 78%. These are the top 50. So you can see these percentages on average. If we drop to these sort of levels, this is kind of what we should be expecting. Now, your Bitcoins and Ethereums are in the 50s at the moment. But perhaps they do follow suit, and perhaps these other coins are a little bit ahead of the game. But you can see on average here that, in the top 50, we are looking at, there's high 80s, we've got plenty in the 70s, including really good projects, and then you've got a couple in the 60s and 50s. So it's not that hard to imagine that Ethereum and Bitcoin have a little bit further to follow and probably end up in this sort of somewhere in this region. It's not financial advice. This is purely entertainment, but it does give us a bit of a roadmap. So I think looking back at the past gives us our best view of what may happen in the future. So I hope you enjoyed that video. My name's Tim. Please check out the channel for more videos in the future, and I might do another side-by-side with Bitcoin in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, cheers.